Welcome to CAREsation series. My name is Love Latanya, and today we're unmasking stigma with love. I have two amazing guests here with me today. I'm gonna allow them a chance to introduce themselves. Will you please tell me your name, pronouns, and occupation? Tell me a little about what you do.
How are you?
Fantastic. What about you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me. My name is Mercedes Henry Stanley. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I reside here in Jackson, Mississippi. My occupation, I'm an entrepreneur. I have many hats that I wear. I'm a makeup artist. I'm a seamstress. I'm an entertainer. And I'm a manager. But most of all, I'm a loving wife.
I like that.
Yeah.
Come on now. You want to give us a little something of what you got?
Okay, well, I'm Stephen Antonio, and I am the CEO and founder of Operation Stand Up, as well as the Magic Maker brand. And I, like her, wear a lot of hats. Advocate activist, as well as entertainer and graphic designer, and my pronouns are they and them.
Awesome. So often I know people don't really hear about they and them. Can you give us a little bit more, expand on that just a little bit more?
So with having they and them pronouns is basically for the me. For me, I'm non-binary as well as two-spirited, and of trans experience. So oftentimes when you're trying to put me in a box, it's hard to do because there's so many layers to me. So instead of being he or she, I'm they. So
You're just fabulous.
Yeah.
We'll take it. So let's break the ice a little bit. So tell me, y'all, what brings you joy? What brings you joy?
Family brings me joy. Spending time with my friends. I love having, putting together small gatherings, inviting my friends over, just sitting around, playing games. I love traveling. I love going to the casino.
Okay.
Yes.
Ching, ching.
Yes, honey. I love going to the casino. But most of all, just spending time with genuine people that's very loving. But family is very important to me. So yeah, I would just say family brings me joy.
So family brings you joy.
Right.
What about you?
So I was going to say the same answer, but you beat me to it. But outside of that, cooking brings me joy. Cooking and creating things. So yeah, because it's like cooking, you get to experience so many different things. And when you're cooking for people, you know, it's all in love. So cooking.
I'll take that. So talking about joy, what or who liberates your spirit and empower your soul?
That's a good question.
Right?
Really good.
You said who and what?
Who or what liberates your spirit and empowers your soul? Go ahead.
Okay. For me, what empowers me is the love for others in the community and who would be my niece.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. What about you?
What empowers me is my mother. It encouraged me to want to be the best that I can be. My mother was a very determined, self-sufficient woman who led our family. And so when I think about those things, I reflect on her, and it just brings me to her because she has always been a person who was just motivating. She was my biggest support. So although she's passed away, I still feel her, and I know she carries me each and every day of my life. So I would say my mother.
Most definitely.
Well, thank you for being vulnerable. I haven't really seen that much side of you. I didn't think you had that in you.
Well, okay.
So tell me, what does Trans Day of Visibility mean to you? You know, Trans Day of Visibility is coming up March the 31st. What does Trans Day of Visibility mean to you? Or does it mean anything to you?
It means a lot for me.
Okay.
The reason being is because of my journey in life and being a person of trans experience. And what I mean by trans experience, I, at one point in my life, lived my life as a woman.
Okay.
And also with me walking in my truth now. Oftentimes, being someone who's non-binary, we don't get seen as for who we really are.
Okay.
You know, most people try to put us in a box and say, well, you need to be this, or you need to be that, or you look like this, so you should be that. And Trans Day of Visibility gives us a chance to really express ourselves on one particular day, not just every day, but this one particular day.
Okay.
And show people, hey, it's more to us than just what you try to label us as.
So Mercedes, tell me, what does Trans Day of Visibility mean to you?
Well, love, Latanya, this day means a lot to me. Being that I am a woman of trans experience, for us to be able to have a day where we're validated and celebrated because we are who we are, our authentic selves, and we are able to get up each and every day and walk in our truth and just be our authentic selves. So I'm just grateful for that day to be able to, you know, give the roses to my people of trans experience. So it's just a beautiful moment for me, and it's also real, and I'm just glad that we are at this point to where we're able to have this special day to be uplifted and celebrate each other. So, you know, it really means a lot for me because, I mean, it's been a long time coming. You know, we've been through many obstacles, and we're still going through obstacles to get to where we need to be. We're not quite there yet, but we're not where we used to be. So I'm very excited about that, and I look forward to it each and every year.
We're moving forward.
Absolutely.
Although, you know, it's Trans Day of Visibility, we're actually visible every single day.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you know, we're just, although we're, you know, we're celebrating ourselves on that day, you know, we're in our power, we're shining, we're thriving. You know, we're visible every day. So we want y'all to know we are visible every single day. Yes. So this may be a kind of like challenging question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Here we go.
What do you
get us? She finna get us.
Here we go.
No, I'm not. What do you find most challenging while living in your truth? What do you find to be most challenging while living in your truth?
Okay, I can answer this. So, I can answer this. Yeah. Okay. Living in my truth and, okay, like, like for me, when people first see me, they see a beard, they see masculine haircut and everything like that, and they just think I'm a guy, and that's just me.
Do they?
But you know, when it's like if you're on the phone call or if you catch me from behind, you'll be like, oh, that's a big old girl. But I can't believe I just said that.
Well, hey,
We're here.
Right.
you say you too serious.
But yeah, so it's like, and then when you hear me talking and then you hear my story, it's like, baby, who are you again? Like, what are you? And, you know, for instance, I was working with some people recently, and every day I was listening to masculine pronouns.
Okay.
And it was the most I had ever been a masculine pronoun. So it was like, do I stay and continue to go home and feel some type of way? Or do I let go and be true to myself? Now, granted, it could have been more of a learning experience for both. Because like for me, I work from home most of the time. So me getting out of the house is very rare.
Just step forward.
Yes, it is a step forward because y'all know, baby, y'all know I be in the house and I be at my laptop and that's that. But to get out of the house and to try to get back into society and everything, it was a journey, you know, and it took me on an emotional one and a growing one, because I had to understand that there are still settings that have not gotten into understanding someone like me in our journey, you know, and we can constantly say, hey, My pronouns are they and them. We can wear a button that says it too. But at the end of the day, some people are just so caught up in tradition or in their ways to where they're forever just see he or she. And it took a while, but I think the seed that I planted will help them as well as others. And it helped me to, a little part of me grew a little bit more from being in that environment.
So you don't feel like there's no hope to a better reality, a new day? You don't feel like people are willing and can change?
I do feel like people can change. Yeah, and the climate that we're in and the political state that we're in and how the government is constantly with these new laws. And it's not just federal laws. You have state and local laws that are just trying to hinder a lot of growth within people and people walking in their truth and living authentically and unapologetically that it's scary. I will say that. It's scary. It truly is. When you have people like Next that was in Oklahoma, the non-binary student that was bullied, and now they're saying that they committed suicide.
Wow.
Instead of what we all feel and know truth to be, that their death was due to being bullied and beat and everything like that. So it hurts when you see those things.
It does.
It hurts because I've been partially living in my truth my whole life. When most people have asked me about me, I'll just say I'm me. So to actually have an actual title of saying I'm non-binary and seeing how this new generation, they are so vibrant.
Yes.
They're so vibrant that it scares me. It scares me because of the government. It's like these laws. It's every day when you look on social media or you're looking through the news, you'll see so many new articles about this senator or this governor has put in a bill to stop this and stop that. And it's like it's taking away everything that we worked hard for. We've done the marching. We've done the protesting.
Yes.
And look at where we are now. Now we're having to fight even harder than ever before to live in our truth. So it is scary to think that, I feel like there's an opportunity for change. But until we can actually get in those rooms, in those tables, to actually let people in our government understand that we're not going nowhere, it's going to be a tough journey.
Wow. That was magical. Thank you for sharing all that.
I had to breathe.
Right?
That was heavy.
tough.
Yeah, that was. What about you, Mercedes? What are your thoughts?
On
What do you find most challenging while living in your truth?
I never really when you ask me that, it kind of takes me to a place to where now I have to think about it.
Right.
Because when I wake up in the morning time, I'm just grateful to be alive.
Okay.
And then, I just put my one foot in front of the next and begin to take steps. However, when you do ask me, it kind of like wake me up to realize that one of my fears is that I often ask myself, am I enough?
Oh.
Do I do enough? And with saying that, sometimes I feel that I lose myself in trying to make sure that I'm available or accessible or enough for others.
Oh.
So I struggle with that a lot.
Okay.
Each and every day, even now, I'm questioning myself, wondering, is this enough? I like to think of me first as a human. Okay. We're all humans.
Yes.
And I think when the society comes to realization that we're all humans first, then the change can begin. Without the the titles of trans and non-binary, we are still humans. And I think we all are entitled to be able to live in our truth. Whatever that truth may be, allow us to do that.
Unapologetic.
So really I ask, are we asking for permission or are we standing in our power?
Well, I don't ask for permission.
Okay.
I just
maybe I roll out the bed every day and be like,
when I get up in the morning, I say I'm gonna do this. And I think I do it well.
Okay.
We're some very smart and intelligent individuals.
Right.
We have a lot of power within each other. Yes. Within this community, within this society, if we can just collectively come together as one, this world could be a better place.
Ooh, you talking some stuff right there.
So what makes it challenging for us to come together?
Ooh.
Where you want me to start?
Right there.
Okay. You gotta start somewhere. So we're gonna let you start right there.
Right there. Yeah.
I made a post on my social media the other day. Let's be leaders and not followers.
Okay.
I dare you to be that change.
Okay.
But what is that change?
What does that change for you?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't. Where do I begin? Where do I start? Because we've all done something different, or we've all at least thought we have met the criteria of the challenge that has been placed in front of us, but we're knocked back and here we are. It's like we can never get past the starting line.
Yeah.
So I don't even see us at this moment at the finish line because we never left the start. Because once we get, for me, I believe, once we get here, we're not back here.
Okay.
So we're still here because we're still asking the same questions. And we're still doing the same work, but are we getting different results?
Well, I think we've been moving forward in a tremendous lots of ways. I know now we have so many different organizers that are people of trans experience, and that wasn't before. I know a lot of people are now being hired, on jobs where that wasn't before.
Absolutely.
I know we are leading in different positions and leading our lives in different ways. We're doctors, we're lawyers, we're teachers.
Millionaires.
Millionaires. So we're involving.
We've been that though.
Yeah.
We've been there, but it was silent. We were there doing that silently, I feel.
Okay.
In ways.
So I have a question for you, Miss Love.
Sure.
What do you think we need to do to, what's the first action plan that we need to take to put a stop to them trying to silence us?
Well, the thing I would say is it all starts, what I really truly believe is our words are powerful.
Most definitely.
Very.
And so sometimes you can use your words to work against you or for you. And I notice often in our community, when we're advocating, when we're doing different things, we're usually playing the victim instead of standing in our power. And what I would like to see, and what I've always advocated for, especially in my groups and the groups I facilitate, is to stand in your power. So most of the time, when I'm looking at people that are trying to experience, mostly everyone is really usually playing the victim. Let's think about it. But who's really standing in their power? And despite of the situations, despite of what's happening, if we all stood in our power and speak truth to light, then our reality can change. Because, once before, I experienced homelessness for 15 years. And I didn't see a way out. But once I start to see different, think different, do things differently, everything revolved and changed. And it changed because I thought different, I felt different, and I spoke differently.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes I think it's just in our reality to, look at it from a different lens, whether you believe it or not, and speak it as if it is. So that's what I believe. because it worked for me, and if I feel like if it worked for me, it can work for anyone.
Oh, it works for me.
You know, so
It works for me.
so I think words are powerful.
So intervene. Like one of my mottos that I always say is, my mess is a message for someone else. And see, with that, I take a lot of things that I've gone through and been through, and when I speak on it, I don't speak on it as a victim. I speak on it as a victor. Because as long as you're speaking on it as a victim, that's what everybody's going to look at you as. You know, from my bullying, from my being shot at, from being chased on the highway in a freaking speeding car, you know, from homelessness, from suicide, all of those things that most would just say that you're a victim of. No, I'm a victor of, because I'm still here. And everything that you go through in life, it's a journey of a message for someone else, because you don't want them to go through what you've been through.
Absolutely.
And it opens their eyes when you actually talk to them and have a conversation with them and say, hey, I can relate to that.
Most definitely.
Because I've been there. And sometimes you don't even have to have been in those same experiences, but you can know from life experiences, from talking to your peers, your coworkers. A stranger in the street can teach you something about life,
Most
and you'll
definitely.
be so surprised.
Yes.
You know, and even so with those, I've had many times, prime example, when I lived in the shelter in San Antonio, I had this young man who I had left my money at the shelter, and I went to the store, and I'm at the counter. I had all these Zuzus and Wham Wham snacks and everything. And I'm just like, ooh, child, I'd have left my money. So I'm just like, okay, sir, I'll be right back. Before I knew it, the person behind me paid for all of my stuff. And I'm just being so humble, thanking them and everything. And I was like, when I get back to the shelter, I'll give it back to you if I see you outside and everything like that. But they stopped me. And they were telling me that that was them being a blessing to me, like someone had been a blessing to them before. And you'll be so surprised to hear so many stories like that. But one thing that we have to learn to do is sometimes we just got to sit down and listen.
Sit down and listen.
Yep.
We
Be a
just always
sponge.
talking. We're always talking
And
to
absorb.
hear it. Sometimes we just need to sit down and listen to our peers. Don't just talk at them, but listen to them, because we're still learning too.
Absolutely.
We're still learning how to make this world a better place. And one of the ways that we can do it is by listening to our peers a lot more.
And being supportive of each
Ooh,
other.
yes.
Learn how to agree and disagree.
Yes.
My experience may not be your experience. You know, my thought process may not be your thought process. But I think we should be able to speak on it, speak about it, and collectively come together and have an understanding to where, you know, your point is validated as well as my point is validated. There's no right, there's no wrong, because every trans person don't experience the same thing.
Yeah.
And so, well, why can't we agree to agree?
Oh, well,
That your point is valid and mine as well,
absolutely.
because we're both having, you know, different experiences.
Yeah.
And so I think that's usually maybe the problem at times, right? Maybe the challenge, because I think we're trying to figure out whether who's winning or who's right, who's wrong, when both of our points can be valid.
And we can win together.
And we can win together.
But that's the most beautiful thing about the trans umbrella. There are so many different stories under it. And no journey is the same. That it just makes it so colorful and more beautiful than you ever expect. But we have to hear those stories and know those stories. We don't always have to agree with those stories.
Right.
We don't always have to agree with those stories. But we have to know that those stories are there. And they can make a difference in ways that we may never imagine that they can.
You know, I realized something. I think me and you had a conversation a time or so back or whatever when we were speaking on advocacy work and being an advocate. And you told me, you know what? You've been an advocate for many years now. I never understood what she was meaning, being that I have been in entertainment for so long. And, you know, it used to be mind blowing when people would come up to me after I'm finish entertaining, performing or whatever and say, oh my God, you just don't understand how your song touched me. You know, it was such an inspiration. You really brightened my day, you know, stuff like that. And I was like, wow.
But you know, you've done it in other ways as well. Like, say for instance, when you're taking people into your home,
Absolutely.
and you're advocating on their behalf when their families have, you know, left them to stray. You're advocating on someone else. We've all
done it.
Yeah,
you're having your gathering of good food.
Yeah, when you're gathering great food. Right.
Well, I've done that all my life.
You've been doing it your whole life.
Yeah.
You just haven't been getting paid for it, but you've been doing it. So,
well, I mean, but I've been blessed for it.
You have.
I have been tremendously blessed over the years. I was just grateful for the opportunity to be able to have a home or a place to be able to invite people in, to give them shelter or a hot meal or even just a warm bath. So I'm just grateful for that in itself. You know, I've always been a person who's always opened my door. Love Latanya, you know, we've been through a lot together.
Yes.
You know, we overcome a lot. And we're still striving together and we're still doing it.
20 years
And
counting.
look at you now. You're one of the most beautiful, power Black trans women that I know. And I'm very happy for you.
I'll take that.
Yes.
I would
most
take
definitely.
that.
You're my inspiration.
Am I really?
Yes, you are.
Well, you really inspire me as well. You know,
Thank
and
you.
I mean, in different ways. As an entertainer, you know, you're the one of the first people that gave me the start in New Orleans to thrive and spread my wings when no one else did. And also, you know, to be a little bit vulnerable, you're the person that took me in when I was experiencing homelessness in New Orleans. And so without your help and guidance, you know, I wouldn't be who I am today. So I thank you and appreciate you for that.
Well, thank you, sister.
Yes.
Thank you.
Look at them.
That's how you do it.
Inspired to be inspired.
Inspired to be
Absolutely.
inspired. So, you all, we're coming to an end. So I want you all to tell me, what would you like people or folks to take away today about your experience? If you want to tell people something about your experience that you want them to take away with right now, you want to speak to their souls, speak to their minds, what would you say to anyone who may not understand our experience?
3 words: wisdom, skill, virtue. Knowing what to do, when to do, and how to do. And I'll elaborate on that. For me, over the years, I have experienced a lot of things that I've never really spoken of. I've been to a point to where I was without and homeless, and I had to turn to my sister Love Latanya for support and help. Just remember to always believe in yourself, and the sky's the limit. And as long as you put your mind and your hard work and the effort and apply yourself, anything is possible. Never let anyone determine your destiny or your destination. Remember, you are someone, you are loved, you are valid, and we are here for you and we adore you.
Yes, I love that. Anything for you?
You know, you be saying a lot. I'm gonna pick it back. You know, you're destined for greatness.
Yes.
Because no day is the same. Oh my God, it's so much I want to say, but see, you just said a mouthful.
Well, I mean,
you definitely said a mouthful. Like, I'm drawing a blank on what I want to say right now. But you know what? Awakening love. I always say, we see you.
We hear you,
and we
adore you, we support you, and we love you.
Absolutely.
Those words are words to live by.
I'll take that. So y'all, in closing, y'all, we had a great time when unmasking love. Awakening love. No. Unmasking stigma with love.
Yes.
Most definitely. And so can we just end it all out, y'all, with just screaming out love on the count of 3? On the count of 3, let's scream out love because we want to put some love into this space. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Love! Thank you all for coming on, seeing us. We really enjoyed you being here. We hope you got something from a lot of this great information. These amazing guests have poured their hearts out. And we hope that you can accept it with grace. We love you all. Peace and blessings. See ya! Mwah.